While it's got the look of a high-end chronograph watch, the Armitron Atlas is certainly not going to break the bank. What's good, bro? I'm Louis Gusto. Welcome back to another watch review. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more watch and style content. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers and I appreciate each and every one of you. Today we're taking a look at this bad boy. It's the Armitron Atlas with the green face and bezel. Drop a comment if you own this watch, and if not, I will have a link in the description to Armitron's website, which is currently the only spot where you can pick this one up. The Armitron Atlas retails for $95 and comes in standard Armitron watch packaging. That's a white watch pillow inside of a grayish box with silver Armitron lettering. Before we get into how I feel about this watch, let's talk about the materials that the Armitron Atlas is constructed from. The Atlas is an all stainless steel watch. That's a stainless steel case, a brushed and polished stainless steel oyster style bracelet with a fold over closure, and a stainless steel back. The watch crystal is made from a mineral glass. The Atlas measures 45 millimeters lug to lug. It's got a case width of 52.3 millimeters and the watch weighs around 154 grams. Like I mentioned, the watch crystal is made from a mineral glass. It's got 2 pushers and 1 crown. Now, although it does have the look of a chronograph, it does not have that functionality, but we'll talk about that later in the review. And now let's take a look at how the Armitron Atlas looks on my 7.5-inch wrist. And now let's take a closer look at the Armitron Atlas watch face, starting with that bezel that's very reminiscent of the bezel on a Rolex Submariner. It does have a textured grip to it, but it's not movable, unlike some of the other dive style watches that you're used to. It's got that beautiful bold green color that you can see on the watch dial. Below the mineral crystal, you can see a sloping chapter ring with Arabic numerals. The watch face has applied indices and an arrow marker at the 12 o'clock position. The hour and minute hand have applied lume. The second hand is hackable. On the watch dial, you got the Armitron branding, the water 165 feet, and steel words. And there are 3 sub dials on this watch. One for day of the week, one for the hour in 24-hour mode, and one for the date. Now let's quickly get into the features of the Armitron Atlas. We're not gonna spend a whole lot of time here because unlike some of the other watches that we've looked at so far on this channel, the Atlas doesn't really have a whole lot of features. Although it does have the look of a chronograph, it does not have that functionality. Those 2 pushers will adjust the day of the week and the date respectively. To adjust the time, you can just pull out that crown to move the hour and minute hand. The seconds are hackable. Once you push that crown back, the seconds will begin to tick again. It is water resistant up to 165 feet, and it does have some lume, which is not the best, but it does show up. And now that we've got the materials, the measurements, and the features of this watch out of the way, let's get into how I feel about the Armitron Atlas. First and foremost, this is by far the nicest watch that I reviewed on this channel up to this point. We've mostly looked at digital watches, Casios, G-Shock. We looked at a Timex watch and a couple of other Armitron watches. As many of y'all know, I'm working directly with the Armitron watch company. They've sent over a few of their timepieces for me to keep and review on this channel. They have no input as to the opinions expressed about the watches. They sent me a few of their new models, but asked me to pick out one from their catalog that I felt fit my personal style, so I went for the Atlas. And I think it's an absolutely gorgeous looking watch that comes in at an affordable price point. Coming in at just under $100, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more upscale from the standard watches that you'll find on Amazon, I think the Atlas is the way to go. I love that green color. It doesn't exactly go with everything, but it's a bold statement piece popping from that beautiful stainless steel bracelet and case. I did have to pop one of the links out of the bracelet in order to accommodate my 7.5-inch wrist, but that process was very easy. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, the bezel is very reminiscent of the Rolex Submariner. But although this watch has the look of a dive watch / chronograph, it has none of the functionality. The bezel does not rotate, although it does have that textured grip to it, and the 2 pushers do not start and stop a timer. The pushers instead adjust the day of the week and the date. On the positive side, it's very easy to set these, but on the con side, if you accidentally push one of these, you're gonna have to go all the way around to get that correct setting. It's a very easy watch to adjust. I just go to time.gov, I wait for that 0, pull out the crown, adjust the hours and the minutes. The seconds are hackable. Once you push that crown back in, the hand starts again. And it's been very accurate. Although it is a little light in functionality, I don't necessarily think that's what you're looking for in a watch like this. Many of y'all are gonna have a smartphone with a stopwatch, a countdown timer, an alarm, so you're not really looking for those features in a dressier sport watch like this. I believe that the Atlas does come in a couple other colors, but currently on the Armitron website, the green is the only one available for purchase. Even though this is by far the nicest watch that I've reviewed on this channel up to this point, I would still classify this as an affordable watch. It comes in at just under $100, but I wouldn't exactly say it's a budget watch. If you are looking for something that's a little bit more upscale, a little bit nicer than a digital watch, something that has some personality to it, the Atlas is a perfect one to add to your collection. I really love the stainless steel construction of this watch. The green bezel and dial really pop. You could wear it to the office, on an interview, on a first date, maybe not to the gym or running errands or cleaning your house, but that's what the cheaper digital watches are for. I've had this watch in my collection for a couple of months now, and I've worn it several times around New York City. You can see it on my food and travel channel. I've also worn it on dates with my girlfriend and times that we've gone out for dinner and drinks with friends. I really like the look of this watch. It's gotten several compliments when I've rocked it around New York City, and that's always a good thing. Like I mentioned before on this channel, I began my watch journey in October of 2023. That's when I sold my Apple Watch and picked up a Casio F91W. I decided to start this watch channel and review that watch, so I knew that I was gonna be adding more watches to my collection. So far, most of them have been digital watches. Of course, those are the most affordable ones. It's easy to get a start in reviewing watches and sharing them with the world. Then I linked up with Armitron and they were able to send me a couple of nicer timepieces, and the Atlas by far is the nicest one in my collection. Besides going to the gym and editing videos, I film for my food and travel channel. And on that channel, we go to Michelin star restaurants, we go to upscale bars, and we travel to different cities around this country and world. So I knew that just digital watches in my collection wasn't really gonna cut it, but I didn't want to jump straight into a $500, $2,000 watch. So the Armitron Atlas is a nice bridge between those cheaper digital watches and maybe the more upscale, dressier watches that are gonna really put a dent in that wallet. It's a personal favorite of mine. I know I'm gonna keep it in my collection for many years, despite what other watches I may add to my collection. But I wanna know your thoughts. Drop it in the comments below. How do you feel about the Armitron Atlas? Is it something that you're gonna consider for your collection? As always, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, bro. If you're looking to pick up a Cartier tank alternative that's not gonna break the bank and will impress your lady and all your friends, look no further than the Armitron Grant. What's good, bro? I'm Louis Gusto. Welcome back to another watch review. Today we're taking a look at this bad boy. It's the Armitron Grant in the silver and gold tone. Before we get into it, make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe for more watch and fashion content. And in the comments below, let me know what you think about this watch. This is the Armitron Grant. It's a stainless steel analog watch that retails for $95 and comes in standard Armitron watch packaging. A gray box with the Armitron lettering in silver. Inside, it's all white with more Armitron branding and the watch on a nice pillow. It does come in a couple of different colorways, but I picked up the silver with gold accents. You can pick it up directly from the Armitron website, and I will have a link in description in case you want to add this one to your watch collection. Like I mentioned, this is an analog watch made completely from stainless steel. That's a stainless steel bezel and case, as well as a bracelet. It is a gold and silver Jubilee style bracelet with a fold over closure. The Armitron Grant measures 42 millimeters lug to lug. It's got a case width of 32 millimeters, a case thickness of 9.1 millimeters, and the watch weighs about 104 grams. The watch has a mineral crystal, and my particular model has a gold push-down crown. Now let's take a closer look at the watch face. You got that beautiful rectangular shape that's so unique and definitely stands out. In fact, it's my first non-round shape in the watch collection, so I'm pretty hype about that. Right in the middle, you've got that Armitron branding, the steel word, and a very subtle pattern that looks like it was made with a spirograph. Around that, you've got another rectangle with minute ticks, and of course, those Roman numerals that make this watch look oh so elegant. The 4 on this watch is not an IV, which is standard in the Roman numeral world. Instead, it's a quadruple I, which is more standard in the world of horology. The hour, minute, and second hand are all black. The hour and minute hand come to a beautiful point, and of course, they look very stylish. That steel bezel is nice and thick. This is definitely a statement watch. The Armitron Grant has no features to speak of outside of telling you the time, but it is water resistant up to 50 meters. That's 165 feet. Now that we got the tech specs out of the way, let's take a look at how the Armitron Grant looks on my 7.5-inch wrist. So if you've been rocking with the channel for a while, you know that we keep stepping up our watch game and growing that collection. This is another great watch from Armitron. Big shout out to them for sending the Grant over for me to keep and review. All the opinions expressed in this video are my own. What I really love about the Armitron watches is not only do they look nice, they're accurate, they're sturdy and durable, and it's a company that's been around for a while. They're family run right here in New York City. You can see they're at a Yankee Stadium, and you know the Armitron brand is not going anywhere, so you can feel good about adding these to your collection. All right, so let's get this one out of the way. The Armitron Grant is obviously heavily inspired by the Cartier tank. Some people like to call this a replica, an homage, or a knockoff. I don't look at it like that. I look at this as a watch that kind of reminds you of a Cartier tank, but without that hefty price tag. But I can look at it as its own thing, and I've been rocking this Grant watch around New York City. I really am enjoying it. It's comfortable, it's lightweight, it looks nice, you can dress it up certainly. Now, I've seen on the internet, there are some opinions that if you can't afford the real deal Cartier tank, then you shouldn't be going for an alternative. You shouldn't be going for a replica looking watch. But I don't really subscribe to that school of thought. I think it's a bad take. There are several reasons why you'd want to add something like the Armitron Grant to your watch collection. First and foremost, yes, one day I will have the Cartier tank in my collection. However, that day is not today, nor is it tomorrow for that matter. So in the meantime, I love how I can have the Armitron Grant, rock it on my wrist for various occasions, and really see if this is the right form factor for me. And even when I do have that one in my collection, let's say you're going on vacation to a place that you don't necessarily want to bring your really expensive watch to. It might get lost in the ocean or disappear from your luggage. I mean, that's just one example. I'm sure you can think of many more examples why you'd want to have both in your collection. Go ahead and drop your ideas in the comments below. But for now, let's put aside the Cartier tank comparisons and look at the Armitron Grant on its own. First and foremost, you got the stainless steel construction. The bracelet, the bezel, and the case are all stainless steel. Like I mentioned up top, it does come in 3 different colorways, and to me, the gold and silver looked phenomenally great. On my particular model, you've got those gold accents, which look very elegant, very upscale, very preppy in my opinion. This is certainly not a watch that you want to rock to the gym, washing your dog, or cleaning up around the house. This is something for a nice date, a good bar, a job interview, maybe if you even want to dress up for that opening at the museum or a baseball game. There are many occasions to rock the Armitron Grant watch. So far, I've worn it on my food and travel channel when we went around Ridgewood, Queens, trying different restaurants. It's comfortable, it's somewhat lightweight, even though it does come in at 104 grams. I love the rectangular shape. It's something that's very unique. It stands out. That pattern on the dial is really, really nice. Even though this watch is a bit understated, it does stand out at the same time. It was very easy to adjust to fit my 7.5-inch wrist. I did not have to adjust the time as it came to me with the correct time already, so shout out to Armitron for that one. I love the Roman numerals on the watch. This is my first watch in the collection that has the Roman numerals. That's something that's pretty unique. It kind of gives you vibes of a grandfather clock, but something that you could rock on your wrist. That pattern on there that looks like it was done with a spirograph is really, really cool looking. It shines in the light very nicely. Overall, it's just an elegant watch that's not gonna break your bank account. It comes in at just under $100. You could rock it for several different occasions. You could rock this with a polo. You could dress this watch up if you want. And I'd be willing to bet that if you're rocking the Armitron Grant, you'll get some compliments. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you gonna add the Armitron Grant to your collection? Make sure you like this video and subscribe for more watch and fashion content. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time. Peace out, bro. It's a simple yet elegant dress watch at an affordable price tag that comes in multiple colors. Today we're taking a look at the Armitron Miles. What's good, bro? I'm Louis Gusto. Welcome to another watch review. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more watch and men's fashion content. We just hit 300 subscribers and are trying to hit our next milestone of 500. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Today we're taking a look at this bad boy. It's the Armitron Miles, an analog dress watch. The Armitron Miles with the leather strap retails for $75 and you can pick it up directly from Armitron's website. I will have a link in description below in case you want to add this watch to your collection. It comes in standard Armitron watch packaging. That's a white slipcover over a gray box with the Armitron branding in silver. Inside it's all white with a white watch pillow. The Miles with leather strap is available in 4 different colors. I happen to have the navy blue dial with navy blue leather strap. You can also pick it up with a stainless steel bracelet, though at a higher price tag. Now that we got the basics out the way, let's take a look at the materials that the Armitron Miles is constructed from. You've got a silver stainless steel case with silver accents, a navy blue sunburst dial. That's complemented with a navy blue leather cowhide strap with stainless steel pin and buckle closure and 2 navy blue leather keepers. The Armitron Miles measures 48 millimeters lug to lug. It's got a case width of 42 millimeters, a case thickness of 12 millimeters, and the watch weighs 60 grams. The Miles has a stainless steel back, a stainless steel silver crown, and a mineral crystal. And now let's take a closer look at the watch face. It's a circular design, and beneath that mineral crystal along the outer ring of the dial, you have minute ticks. Every 5 minutes, you have an Arabic numeral starting at 05 and going all the way to 60. Instead of Arabic or Roman numerals for the hours, you have stick indices in silver. There are single sticks every single hour, except at the 12 o'clock position, dual sticks. Right beneath that, you have the Armitron branding in silver lettering. The watch face has a beautiful sunburst design and does come in the navy blue color. The second, minute, and hour hand are all in silver, and the minute and hour hands do have a sword design. Being a simple dress watch means that the Armitron Miles is not really going to have a whole lot of features, but it is water resistant up to 50 meters. That's 165 feet. Now that we got the tech specs out of the way, let's check out how the Armitron Miles looks on my 7.5-inch wrist. Before we get into my review of this watch, I want to send a huge shout out to Armitron for sending over the Miles for me to keep and review. Even though they did provide me with this watch, the opinions that I expressed in this video are all my own. And I'll be honest, when I first opened up the Armitron Miles, I didn't really know what to think. It's very different from the other watches in my collection. And as a matter of fact, it's my first watch with a leather strap since I was a little kid. All my other watches either have resin straps or stainless steel bracelets. It's also the first watch in my collection that I would consider a dress watch. Even though technically it's a dressier watch, I feel like you could wear something like this with a casual outfit all the way to something more dressy. I do have the navy blue color, but it's also available in burgundy, green, and tan. I did wear it for the first time this past weekend when I was filming a video for my food and travel channel, and I thought it really elevated my outfit to a degree that another watch really wouldn't. It's got a timeless and elegant look to it. The blue leather strap is very comfortable, and the stainless steel case feels good against my wrist. I think it's a good size for a watch of this type. And I feel like you kind of have to have a watch like this in your collection. You can't just have sportier digital watches or, you know, stainless steel bracelet watches. You do need something with a leather strap that's a little bit more elegant that you could maybe pair with a suit, or maybe not a tuxedo, but you know, if you're wearing a suit to the office or like a button down with a tie, this would be a perfect watch to pair with an outfit like that. But you don't have to limit yourself to just wearing a watch like this with dressier outfits. You can elevate something as simple as a t-shirt, jeans, and nice gym shoes. It's funny because the Armitron Miles has a lot of things going for it that I don't typically like in watches. I prefer the Arabic or Roman numerals going around the face. I don't really like stuff that's not labeled, but the more that I looked at this watch, the more that it grew on me. And wearing it over the weekend, I definitely feel like I grew to like it even more. The crown has 2 adjusting positions. You pull it out a little bit to adjust the day and the date, and you pull it out all the way to adjust the time. I did have to adjust the day and the date the other day because that's just the nature of a watch like this, where some months have 30 days, some months have 31 days. So you kind of just have to go in there sometime, get your hands dirty and adjust the watch so that it's accurate when you're wearing it. It's an accurate watch that's completely silent. Like I said, it's comfortable, it's lightweight. You can pair it with many different outfits and wear it in a number of occasions. From going to the office to a nice date at a speakeasy. You could even wear something like this to a museum, which is what I did. We went to the Whitney Museum and I was rocking this watch and I felt like it went very well with the situation. The silver stick indices and sword minute and hour hands add to the elegance of this watch. The mineral crystal looks beautiful, and I think the sunburst effect on the blue dial takes this watch to a new level. If it didn't have that sunburst effect, maybe the watch would be a little too boring for my liking, but I think when you combine every single detail of this watch, it adds up to something that I'm proud to have in my collection and that I actually want to wear. Like I said, it's my first watch in this particular collection with a leather strap. It's one of my few analog watches because we started this channel with a lot of digital watches. But you know, I'm still learning here. I'm still growing my collection, seeing what I like and dislike in wristwatches. And I have to say, honestly, that I really do like the Armitron Miles. If you would have shown me this type of watch a few months ago, I would have straight up told you, no, I don't want to purchase this. I don't want it in my collection. But now that I do have it, again, shout out to Armitron for sending it over. I'm really happy that I do. Another great thing about this watch is that it comes in at $75. That's a great price point for something that's so elegant that you can wear with multiple outfits for various occasions and still look like you know something about watches. And even though a lot of people would classify this as an affordable watch, it doesn't look cheap in my opinion. And that's where I have problems. Some of the watches that are under $100 that you can buy that are a little bit dressier, they look cheap, I'm gonna be honest. And this one, it doesn't. It doesn't look cheap, it doesn't feel cheap, and it's accurate, which is the opposite of cheap. And like I said earlier in the review, this is the first time I've owned a watch with a leather strap since I was a little kid. So it's gonna be interesting. The more I wear this watch, the more wear that the leather strap will acquire, and it will kind of have its own distinct personality. But who knows how often I'll end up wearing this watch, because running this watch and men's fashion channel, I'm gonna be reviewing a lot of watches in the near future. So you never know. We'll have to see a year, 2 years from now how much I actually wear the Armitron Miles. But for now, I can say that if I want something a little bit dressier, if I want to elevate an already nice outfit, I'm gonna be reaching in my watch box for this bad boy. Overall, I can say that the Miles has a lot going for it. It has a nice leather strap, stainless steel case, great face design. It comes in at under $100, can be worn with a lot of different outfits in a lot of different situations. It's gonna impress people. I don't think anybody can accuse you of wearing a cheap watch if they see you with an Armitron Miles around your wrist. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of the Armitron Miles? Is it something that you're gonna add to your collection? Let me know. Make sure you like this video and subscribe for more watch and men's fashion content. I appreciate you watching, bro, and I will see you next time. Peace. Pop your LL Cool J cassette into the boombox. It's time to step back to the 80s with the Armitron Rogue. What's good, bro? I'm Louis Gusto, back with another watch review. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to our first 1,000 subscribers, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Today, we're taking a look at this bad boy. It's the Armitron Rogue in the iridescent color. Drop a comment below if you own this watch. If not, I will have a link to the Armitron website where you can pick one up. Currently, it's the only place where you can grab this watch. In addition to this iridescent color, you can pick up the Rogue in a couple of different colors. It retails for $75 and comes in standard Armitron watch packaging. And that's a white slip cover over a grayish box with the Armitron lettering in silver. Inside, you got the Rogue hugging a watch pillow and more Armitron brand. Before we talk about the materials and the features of this watch, let's check out how the Rogue looks on my 7.5-inch wrist. Let's start with the materials this watch is constructed from. The Armitron Rogue is a stainless steel retro watch. Got a stainless steel case with 4 stainless steel pushers, a stainless steel back with some nice Armitron engraving, and attached to that is a steel link bracelet with the fold over closure. The Armitron Rogue measures 39 millimeters lug to lug. It's got a case width of 34.5 millimeters, a case thickness of 9 millimeters, and the watch weighs 71 grams. Now let's take a closer look at the watch face. We'll start with that cool retro shape of the case. It's kind of like a squircle. You've got a mineral crystal and a mostly black dial with Armitron branding, established 1975. Next to the Armitron wordmark, you've got several horizontal lines that mimic the pattern of the bracelet. Like I said, the dial is mostly black, but there are a lot of words on there indicating functionality or labeling buttons. There's also a thin white border around the LCD screen. And looking at the LCD screen, you got the date and the day of the week. You got the chime and alarm indicators. And of course, you've got that time in hours, minutes, and seconds. Now let's take a look at some of the functionality of the Armitron Rogue. It brings a little bit more than your standard retro digital watch. Of course, in the main timekeeping mode, you have the day of the week and the date. But if you press that upper right button, you'll get the full date. And if you press the upper left button, you can easily switch between 12 and 24-hour mode. It's got that old school light that comes in from the side that doesn't quite give you the whole time when you're in the dark, but it has a certain nostalgic charm to it. Being a small digital watch, you've got that stopwatch functionality with laps. I'm still struggling to find out how to use that stopwatch in my everyday life and use the lap counter, but one day, I promise you I'll find one. Then there's an hourly chime and an alarm. You've got water resistance up to 50 meters, that's 165 feet. Now, in addition to all those standard retro digital watch features, the Rogue also allows you to set a second time. Now, it's not quite world time. You can't cycle through cities like you can on, say, the Apex, but you can pick your favorite time zone from around the world and adjust the time accordingly. It does allow you to set the hours and the minutes, so in case you're trying to set something that's 30 minutes ahead or behind. But keep in mind, you can only adjust the seconds in the main timekeeping mode. So what do I think about the Armitron Rogue? Well, in addition to this iridescent colorway, it does come in a few other colors, including black and blue. Depending on how the light hits it, you see a lot of purple and teal. Kind of gives 1990s Charlotte Hornets vibes. Yo, there's a lot to love about the Rogue watch. First of all, digital watches are always cool. They're always gonna start a conversation because it's something different than the smartwatches that a lot of people are rocking these days. It harkens back to those 80s and 90s digital watches. So if you're into that retro look, the Rogue is a great choice, especially because not everyone's gonna be rocking an Armitron. You're gonna stand out in more ways than one. That iridescent colorway is definitely unique. It's not for everybody, but if you dress like a 1990s Charlotte Hornets player, this will go perfectly. Matter of fact, I may have to go to Mitchell & Ness to pick up a Larry Johnson jersey. Now, it is somewhat similar to that other retro digital watch, the F91W. Instead of a resin construction though, you got all stainless steel. I like the link bracelet with the fold over closure. I did have to adjust it to fit my 7.5-inch wrist, but it fits very nicely. The strap, unfortunately, does tug at your hair a little bit, but once you're wearing it, it is very comfortable. The stainless steel construction makes it feel solid, yet still comfortable. And I like that I can dress it up depending on how I'm feeling that day. I really like the steel link bracelet. It reminds me of the watches my uncles used to rock back in the day. Now, it does have some cool functionality. I love the fact that it has 4 instead of 3 buttons like some other retro watches. It has that old school charm going all the way to that light. Is that light gonna be fully functional in the dark? No, I'm sorry to say, but it does carry a certain charm to it. If you're really struggling to find the time, I'm sure you could just pull out your phone and check. It's a lightweight watch that, in my opinion, is sleek and can look professional in the right setting. That said, the iridescent colorway isn't quite for me, but guess what? It's gonna make a phenomenal gift for my girlfriend. Now, on the con side, I would say, of course, it doesn't have every function that you're gonna want in modern times. It is a digital watch after all that has a retro vibe. If the iridescent metal is not for you, it does come in several other colors, including black and blue. I may have to pick up one of those for myself. Not everyone's gonna like that old school backlight. A couple of things I would do to make this watch absolutely perfect for me. First of all, I would get it in a gold colorway, and I'll probably have a few less words on the screen. I like that it has all the functionality and labels of buttons, but it can look a tad busy. That said, I think the LCD screen is perfect, the beeps are charming, and it's just an overall fun watch to wear. Shout out to Armitron for sending this watch over for me to review. All these opinions are my own, and this is the first Armitron watch that I'm reviewing on this channel. The Armitron company goes back to 1975. They are family owned right here in New York City, and they're known for cool, stylish watches. If you want to add the Rogue to your collection, check out the link in description and drop a comment. Tell me what you think about the Armitron Rogue. Is it gonna beat out your other retro digital watches? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Make sure you like this video and subscribe for more watch content, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Yo, if you're looking for a budget alternative to the Cartier Santos wristwatch, you should definitely check out the Armitron Titan. What's good, bro? I'm Louis Gusto. Welcome to another watch review. Today we're taking a look at this bad boy. It's the Armitron Titan in the gold tone color. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more watch and men's fashion content. We just hit 300 subscribers and are trying to get to our next milestone of 500. I appreciate each and every one of you for supporting the channel. The Armitron Titan retails for $95 and you could pick it up directly from the Armitron website. As a matter of fact, I will have a link in the description in case you want to add this one to your collection. The Titan comes in extra large Armitron watch packaging. That's a white slipcover over a gray box with the Armitron branding in silver. Inside, there's the Titan and bracelet on a white watch pillow. And now let's take a look at the materials that the Titan is constructed from. This is a stainless steel analog watch in nickel compliant gold tone. The bracelet is Jubilee style with a push button clasp. The Armitron Titan measures 44 millimeters lug to lug. It's got a case width of 34 millimeters, a case thickness of just 9 millimeters, and the watch with my adjustment weighs 87 grams. The Titan has a mineral crystal, a crown for adjusting the time, and a stainless steel back. And now let's take a closer look at the Titan watch face. First and foremost, you have that square design, which is pretty unique looking and very cool in my opinion. The top of the watch case is convex, so it looks like it's conforming to your wrist. Another cool, unique look. Underneath that mineral crystal, you have a gold sun ray dial. Roman numerals at the 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock position. Otherwise, you have dagger-like indices. Inside the hour indices, you have a square with minute ticks, the Armitron branding, and the second, minute, and hour hands are all in that same gold tone. The minute and hour hands do have a dagger-like design. There are no features to speak of on the Titan watch, no day, no date, but it is water resistant up to 165 feet or 50 meters. And now that we got the tech specs out of the way, let's check out how the Armitron Titan looks on my 7.5-inch wrist. And now let's get into my personal thoughts on the Armitron Titan. Big shout out to Armitron for sending over the Titan for me to keep and review. It is one of the newer models here in 2024, and even though they're providing me with this watch, all the opinions expressed in this video are my own. Now, I did say a few videos ago that the Armitron Grant was my favorite in the collection, and I still like that watch, but I gotta say that the Titan is my new favorite. I have rocked it a couple of times on my food and travel channel, and I thought it elevated an otherwise casual outfit, a football jersey with shorts. It just looks really cool in my opinion, and I do love that gold tone. But if gold isn't your taste, it also comes in a silver. And of course, we gotta get this out of the way. The design of the Armitron Titan is very reminiscent of the Cartier Santos. In fact, I did say say that at the top of this video. But even though this looks similar to the luxury wristwatch with the luxury price tag, the Titan is coming in at under $100. At $95, it even comes with a matching bracelet, which I think is a pretty good deal. This is the first watch that I've ever picked up in my collection that has a matching bracelet included with it. So let's talk about the things I love about this watch. First of all, the gold tone. To me, that's great. It goes with a lot of different outfits. It looks classy. It can dress up certain outfits. It can go with a button up, a suit maybe. It's got the look of a more expensive watch, but it is coming in at under $100. I really love the Roman numerals on this watch. And though I may have preferred every hour index to be a Roman numeral, you've got dagger indexes instead for the other ones, it does still look great. The Armitron branding and the sunray dial bring it all together for a very nice looking watch. It is a little bit on the smaller side compared to other watches that I have in my collection, but even with that, I still think it looks good on my 7.5-inch wrist. And now this is the second Armitron watch in my collection that is reminiscent of a Cartier model. The Grant is similar to the Tank and the Titan is similar to the Santos. So like I mentioned in my review of the Armitron Grant, there are several different reasons why you might want to have a budget alternative to a luxury watch in your collection. First and foremost, you may not want to rock your higher end watch everywhere. You might not want to take it on vacation with you. You might not want to wear it in a situation where it might get scratched up or damaged. At the moment, I don't have any of those higher end luxury watches in my collection, but I can assure you that one day I will have several. Even with those luxury watches in my collection, I can definitely still see myself rocking these Armitron alternatives. Now that's just my personal opinion. There are some people that would say, hey, if you can't afford the luxury price tag of the higher end watch, then you shouldn't be going for a replica or a lookalike. I really don't agree with that opinion, but hey, to each their own. After showing this watch to several different people in my life, no one has commented that it looks cheap. It is a little bit more of an affordable watch, but it doesn't look inexpensive or cheap. And that's important to me. I'm not gonna rock something on my wrist that looks like it came out of a gumball machine. And I do wanna clarify something about budget alternative watches. I'm not looking for a watch that is identical in design to the higher end model. I don't want that. I think that is going a little bit too far. It's like when you see somebody rocking Jordans and you take a closer look and it's a colorway that never existed. I'm not looking for something that's a one-to-one design. A watch that if somebody just glances quickly at your wrist will mistake it for that $5,000 wristwatch. I don't really want a timepiece like that. And like I said, the Titan does take design cues from the Santos, but it's not a one-to-one knockoff. For example, it doesn't have exposed rivets. It doesn't have a white watch dial. It doesn't have all the Roman numerals, just 4. 12, 3, 6, and 9. It doesn't have any metal surrounding the crown. So when you look at the Titan, you're not gonna be thinking Cartier Santos ripoff. And that's important to me. I wouldn't want anything in my collection that is a one-to-one direct replica knockoff. That's just not my style. Now again, I'm still learning about watches and I'm still adding to my collection, seeing what I like, what I dislike, and I'm not gonna go out and spend $5,000 on a Cartier if I don't even know if I like the design, if I like wearing it, if the form factor suits me. I think that would be stupid. So I'm in a really fortunate position to be working directly with the Armitron watch company. They're sending me their newer models. I get to review them, I get to keep them, I get to wear them around New York City and when I travel for my other YouTube channel. So it's a win-win situation. It's a comfortable watch that feels lightweight. It looks good on my 7.5-inch wrist. Now I will be honest, it was a little bit more difficult to adjust this one, to take the links out to fit my wrist, but we got it done at the end of the day, and I think it looks really nice. I think this is a watch that you can wear in various types of occasions. Now I wouldn't rock it to the gym, I wouldn't bathe my dog or wash dishes or clean the apartment with it, but definitely going to the museum, going to a nice restaurant, just traveling around New York City, having a good day. The Armitron Titan is a nice companion. Overall, I gotta say, it's a nice, accurate, reliable watch with a good design. It's comfortable, it's got a nice color, and it comes in at under $100, making it affordable for a lot of people. And like I said, it's the current favorite in my collection. Now, as I add to the collection, I don't know how long it'll stay my favorite, but as of this filming, it is #1 in my heart and in my watch case. But I wanna know what you think. Are you gonna be adding the Armitron Titan to your watch collection? Drop it in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the page for more watch and men's fashion content. I appreciate you watching, bro, and I'll see you next time. Peace. If you're looking to pick up a timepiece that'll make Captain Planet and the Planeteers proud of you, look no further than the Armitron Wave. What's good, bro? I'm Louis Gusto. Welcome back to another watch review. Make sure you subscribe to the page for more watch and fashion content. Drop a like on this video and let me know in the comments what you think about this watch. Today we're taking a look at this bad boy. It's the Armitron Wave. It does come in 3 different colorways, of which I have 2, and we'll talk more about that during the review portion of this video. The Wave retails for $95 and you could pick it up directly from the Armitron website. I will have a link to the product in the description below in case you want to add this one to your watch collection. It comes in special Armitron packaging. It's a box made from recycled fibers, at least 80%. The watch pillow is made from an all-natural organic cotton, and on the box you can find the hashtag Tide Materials branding. Now let's take a look at the materials that this watch is constructed from. Now typically on this channel we look at watches that are made from resin, stainless steel, or maybe some kind of combination of the two. This is the first time that we're looking at a watch made from recycled ocean plastic. Armitron has partnered up with Tide Ocean Materials SA to produce these incredible, unique looking timepieces. So for the very first time, we're looking at a watch made from recycled ocean plastic. If you want to learn more about what Tide Ocean Materials is doing to help the environment and reuse ocean-bound plastic, I will have a link to their website in the description below. The Armitron Wave watch is made from recycled ocean plastic with a rubber strap. That rubber strap has 2 keepers and a pin and buckle closure. It's also got a screw down back. The Armitron Wave measures 48 millimeters lug to lug. It's got a case width of 40 millimeters, a case thickness of 13.5 millimeters, and the watch weighs 67 grams. The crystal's made of glass and the watch has 2 pushers and a push down crown. The crown on the green model is all black, but the crown on the orange one has a nice orange stripe going around it. All right, so now let's take a closer look at the watch face. First of all, the case is a beautiful hexagonal-esque type of shape in that black ocean plastic. Underneath the glass crystal, you've got the minute ticks as well as larger ticks every 5 minutes, Arabic numerals, cathedral style hour and minute hands. You've got the Armitron and ocean plastic branding in the same color as the watch strap. That second hand also has the same color. The dial is completely black and there are 3 sub dials, one for the day of the week, one for the date, and one for the hour in 24-hour time. In order to fit 2 of the 3 sub dials on this watch, the 3 and the 9 are removed. As an added bonus, the 5-minute ticks, Arabic numerals, and hour and minute hands have lume, and it looks pretty nice. As far as features go, although it does have the look of a chronograph watch, it does not have that functionality. The 2 pushers will instead adjust the day of the week and the date. So it's nice to have that added time-telling, date-telling ability on your watch. It's very easy to adjust and it does have 50 meters of water resistance. That's 165 feet for my American brethren. And now that we got the tech specs out of the way, let's see how the Armitron Wave looks on my 7.5-inch wrist. So yet again, we're taking a look at an excellent Armitron watch model. Huge shout out to Armitron for sending these over, allowing me to keep and review them. The opinions expressed in this video are all of my own. And to tell you the truth, I'm really feeling this watch. It is very unique. My first timepiece made with recycled materials. I like that they've partnered up with Tide Ocean Materials to create these unique looking timepieces. Talk about a watch that you can rock to the swimming pool or the beach. It comes in 3 different colorways. I have the orange strap with black case. I also have the green strap with black case. It also has a white strap with a navy case. So depending on your personal style, you can choose a color that goes with your outfits. I've rocked this watch already on my food and travel channel when we were out in Astoria, Queens, trying some different restaurants out there. It's very comfortable. This rubber strap goes well even in the summer heat. I really like the feel of the case. Even though it's made from recycled materials, it doesn't feel flimsy, like it's gonna break apart at the slightest nudge. And it looks very nice. It almost looks kind of like an outer space astronaut type of watch, if I dare say. I really love the unique colors of this watch. The orange and the green kind of got a neon type of characteristic to them, adding to that whole beach life motif. And I like how the Armitron and ocean plastic branding on the watch face are in that same color. So it's very coordinated. On the green watch, there's a subtle design that I can't quite make out, but it also does remind me of outer space. It's a very accurate watch, and that lume really steps it up a little bit. Now this is a watch that's kind of in between dress watch and watch that you would rock to the gym. I definitely wouldn't rock this watch to the gym or to clean up around the house, but for running errands, for enjoying a day in the park with your dog, going shopping maybe, this is a great watch to wear. And talk about a conversation starter. At least here in New York, we got a lot of people that care about the environment, that care deeply about recycling, reusing. And so this is the perfect watch to show that you're on that side of history, that you really care about cleaning up our oceans, taking that material and repurposing it for something greater. Talk about a statement piece. I think there's no other watch in my collection that makes such a loud statement about sustainability. But of course, it's not all about recycling materials and making something new. You still have to make a stylish timepiece. So huge shout out to Armitron because they definitely came through in the clutch and made a nice design. Like I said, I really like the colors. I got 2 of the colors, but I could say all 3 looked great to me and I wanted to add them all to my collection. But at a certain point, you do have to cap the amount of watches that you add, am I right? This watch has a sporty look to it, and thanks to those pushers, it kind of has a chronograph style look. I really appreciate that. I think they're unique timepieces that would look good in any collection, especially if you care about sustainability. Overall, I gotta say, it's a stylish, functional watch that's also doing something to help clean up our oceans. I can always get behind a cause like that. I really love the collab between Tide Ocean Materials and Armitron, and I'll definitely be rocking this watch a lot. I really like the bold, bright colors. The lume brings it all together. Let me know in the comments, are you gonna add this one to your collection? Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the page for more watch and fashion content. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, bro. It's a digital sport watch with a big display and lots of cool functionality. Today we're looking at the Armitron Apex. What's good, bro? I'm Louis Gusto. Welcome to another watch review. Make sure you subscribe for more watch content just like this. We're trying to get to our first 1,000 subscribers, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Today we're taking a look at this bad boy. It's the Armitron Apex with the black strap and red buttons. It does come in a couple of other different color combinations, but we'll get into that later in the review. Drop a comment below if you own this one in your collection. If not, I will have a link to Armitron's website, which is currently the only spot where you can pick up the Apex. The Apex retails for $95 and comes in standard Armitron watch packaging. That's a gray box with the Armitron lettering in silver, a white slipcover. Once you open the inside, it's all white with more Armitron branding, and the watch hugging a white watch pillow. Before we start talking about this watch and get into how I feel about it, let's check out how the Apex looks on my 7.5-inch wrist. Now let's take a look at the materials the Apex is constructed from. You got a black acrylic case with a gray plastic bezel and red plastic buttons. The strap is made from a black polyurethane and it's really comfortable. It's wide, it's thick, it has some grooves on the inside for extra comfort. It's got a pin and buckle closure. The end of the strap is semi-squared and there's a notch on either side. Inside the keeper, there are 2 pieces that will catch on those notches so that the keeper is not sliding all around. I think that's really important for a fitness watch. Now let's talk about the dimensions of this watch. It's actually a pretty big one. The Apex measures 54 millimeters lug to lug. It's got a case width of 50 millimeters, a thickness of 11 millimeters, and the watch weighs 76 grams. The watch has a mineral crystal, nothing too fancy, 4 red plastic buttons, 2 on either side of the case, and it's got a stainless steel screw down back. Now that we got the dimensions and materials out the way, let's take a look at the features of the Apex watch. Obviously, it's a sports watch. It's meant to be worn while you're in the gym, on a run, or maybe pedaling on the bike. Like I said in the cold open, this has a lot of cool functionality. First and foremost, you have the standard digital watch features. That's the timekeeping mode with the date and day display. You've got an electroluminescent backlight for when the sun sets. Obviously a stopwatch with lap functionality, a countdown timer. By the way, when you're in stopwatch or countdown timer mode, you will still have the time of day on the screen, which I think is a cool addition. You also have world time with several cities to choose from, including London, Chicago, LA, and Paris. There are 5 alarms and an hourly chime. But the Apex goes beyond those basic digital watch functions. It also has a barometer and an altimeter. It has a temperature reference with weather station. That's something that you're not gonna find on an ordinary watch. I've been wearing this watch for a couple of weeks now, and I've checked the barometer several times. Then I go ahead and check the barometric pressure here in New York City, and it matches up, which I think is pretty dope. Now, I'm not sure what to do with that information. I suppose if you go on a lot of hikes, then an altimeter, barometer will be useful, or maybe if you're going camping. We don't do either of those things a whole lot here in New York City, but I suppose if we go to LA or maybe the Colorado Rockies, I'll be sure to bring this watch along so I could get all those measurements and record them in a journal. And of course, I would be remiss without mentioning that you can adjust the contrast on this LCD display. That is phenomenal. And finally, the Apex is water resistant up to 165 feet. And now let's take a closer look at the watch face, which I think is beautiful. It's got a big gray plastic bezel outer ring. Now you can't move the bezel, but I still think it looks cool. It's sort of dive watch inspired with those numbers from 05 up to 55. Inside that, below the mineral crystal, you have a minute track with several symbols, including arrow markers, squares, minute ticks, and the button labels at the 2, 4, 8, and 10 o'clock positions. Inside of the minute track, you have a mirror ring, and then of course you have the LCD display below that crystal. On the crystal though, you have the Armitron wordmark branding, which I think looks pretty cool. I thought it was on the plastic, but then I peeled it off and saw that it was on the crystal. So I was like, oh, okay, pretty cool. The LCD display is amazing. On the main timekeeping mode, you have the day of the week, the date, the month, the year, of course the time in hours, minutes, and seconds, and you have the indicators telling you whether or not the chime and alarm are activated. The Armitron Apex is a big, bold watch that definitely makes a statement. You're not gonna be subtle when you got this one on your wrist. I think it's perfect for the gym head who likes to be fashionable. That black and red with gray bezel goes perfectly with so many gym outfits. In fact, black and red is a really common color combination in the fitness world. I'm also a lifelong Chicago Bulls fan, so that black and red color combination is fire. Like I said, it's a big watch with a big wide strap, and it's very, very comfortable. I've worn this several times already to the gym, and I have not felt any discomfort from this strap. The grooves are nice, and I like how the keeper's not gonna be moving around. So it's secure on your wrist, and it's gonna look good at the same time. That big, bold display is just gorgeous. It's easy to read, and I love that you can adjust the contrast. You can also set it to your favorite world city if you don't want the main local time. Keep in mind, this is not a smartwatch, so that display is not gonna be draining battery. You're not gonna have to charge this every other day. But on the other hand, because it's not a smartwatch, it may not give you all those features that you're looking for in a fitness watch. For example, it doesn't record your heart rate, it won't track your steps or your workouts or anything like that. For me, it's not a problem. Heart rate and steps really only matter when I'm in cutting mode, and it's currently bulking season, so I'm doing a lot of weightlifting where heart rate is not really so important for me to track. My gym is in Brooklyn, so you know people are bringing it when it comes to the fashion, so I gotta represent with this watch. It goes perfectly with several of my gym outfits, especially the black and red ones. That gray plastic bezel adds a nice touch to it, and I think it photographs well too. If we got any Power Rangers fans in the building, this kind of reminds me of the communicator watch that they wear. I wouldn't necessarily wear this watch on a job interview or to the office, but if you're on a fitness date with your boo, maybe y'all are riding bikes or running on the lakefront, this is a perfect watch to wear because it will look good while you're running and while you're getting that post-workout snack. It's also a great watch when you're just running errands or you're around the house doing work or cleaning up. I really do love the functionality on this watch. I don't really use the stopwatch a whole lot, but that countdown timer definitely comes in handy. Of course, having 5 alarms. On the side, you got a big speaker, so these are some pretty loud beeps. And of course, that electroluminescent backlight is a must on a digital watch. When the sun goes down, it's beautiful. It's comparable to the best G-Shocks in my opinion. In addition to the Apex with the black strap, you can also buy the one with a gray strap or one with an orange strap. So whatever fits your gym workouts the best, I say go with that one. Shout out to Armitron for sending the Apex over for me to review. I do get to keep this watch, and the opinions expressed here are all my own. As a brand new watch enthusiast, I have a lot of digital watches currently in my collection, so it takes a lot for one to stand out, and the Apex definitely does. Like I said, I'm not so sure on how I'll use the barometer and altimeter, but it is nice to know that they are accurate. The temperature that I take, it didn't seem right, but I was wearing it on my wrist at the time. I believe you probably have to take off the watch, let it sit for a while, and then get the temperature, but I haven't tested that one yet. Because it's water resistant up to 165 feet, this is a watch that you could take swimming, you could bike and sweat in it, do the dishes, bathe your dog, whatever, and this watch is gonna hold up. I cannot wait to see where this watch is and how it looks a year from now, because I will be giving it a lot of wrist time, especially in the gym, which I spend a lot of time in. We'll be reviewing more Armitron watches on the channel, so drop a comment if there's any model that you want me to pick out. Overall, I would say this is a great watch. I do like it. I like the cool functionality, the backlight, the world time is a nice addition, and the strap is really comfortable. I can wear it to the gym, lift weights, do cardio, do a whole lot of sweating, and it still remains very comfortable on my wrist. It transitions to a post-workout meal or running some errands. Like I said, this is a watch for an active person that cares about fashion. Even though it doesn't have a heart rate monitor or track your steps, I still think it's a cool watch to have in the collection. I will continue to wear this one to the gym. I think it goes with a lot of my outfits. So follow me on Instagram if you don't already, because I'll be putting some cool Apex shots on there. In the comments, let me know what you think of the Apex watch. Are you gonna pick one up for yourself? Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video and subscribe for more watch content, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, bro.